You have to use a demo correctly. The sales process and where the demo fits, the real cost of a nighttime demo, and then benefits of a demo. And a lot of people, in my opinion, either use them too soon or they use them too late, and there's obviously consequences for doing either one. So we're gonna go through how we feel like an effective way to use a demo is. So title, Power of a Nighttime Demo. If you don't have a sales process, you're never going to be able to understand why you're closing jobs or why you're losing jobs. Once you build the system and you start using it for every job, you'll start understanding where you can get better, and then more importantly, where you're losing jobs at. So this is our sales process. Starts with our attitude, and then we go greeting, and then you go into fact finding. So fact finding is where that's like walking the property, talking to the client, understanding what they want, kind of giving your ideas and building the design. So on a smaller job, this is done, could be done in a half hour. On larger projects, the fact-finding step could be multiple appointments. It depends on the job, but you can, the nice thing about this, whether it's a big job or small job, you follow the same steps, just that sometimes those steps take longer depending on the scale of the job and the type of the job. So we got attitude, greeting, fact-finding, design and proposal write-up, so that's us putting together our design, our proposal, so the different bids, the good, better, best. And then from there, the next step would be meeting with the client. So these next steps are like when you're actually in front of the client, talking to the client. So we run through a company presentation. Then we do our fixture presentation and selection. So that's where we're gonna say, hey, this is your good option, this is your better option, best option, which quality level do you wanna go with? And then we're going to do a design proposal presentation. So that's where we tell them exactly, hey, this is our design, this is what we want to do, and then this is how much it costs based off of your fixture selection. Now, a quick note on that, after they choose whatever it is, if they choose, say they want better, like our middle option, we always give them that option and then the option below it. So if they say, hey, I only want the best premium, I don't even want to look at anything else, okay, we give them the premium price. Then we give them the next step down. It gives them a comparison price, so it could help even justify the higher priced option. But what it does is it just keeps the options open, but it gives them a comparison point. And then what we find a lot too is sometimes that next step down for us will be about equal as like our competitors. Okay, so it shows them that we can do what our competitors will do. But if you really want to hire us and get our design expertise and use a high quality product that a lighting designer would use, not like a landscaper would use, then you go with like the premium. So after we present the design and proposal presentation, that's when you go into negotiation. So, hey, we want to do this in phases, or this light's too expensive, let's see another option. And so that's when you're really dialing into what they're going to do. And then right after this, before we ask for the sale, then we offer the nighttime demonstration. Reason it fits here, and this is from hundreds of clients' experience on our end, is the people who are gonna buy on the spot, ready to roll, they're not gonna take you up on the demo. Okay, they're gonna buy there, they're gonna buy on the spot, regardless of if you're offering a demo or if you're not offering a demo. Now, depending on how good you are at reading your client, because a lot of people seem ready to go, but they're actually not ready to go. So if you don't offer the demo here, then you're gonna be offering it too late, because you're gonna be offering it after you ask for the sale. And so for me, when I'm a consumer, one of my pet peeves is like somebody's trying to sell me something and I say no, and then they say, oh, well, guess what? We could give you this, this, and this. In my opinion, if you can give me this, this, and this, then give it to me before you're asking for my money. Okay, so that's why it's important to offer the demo before you ask for the sale, because you don't want to just feel like you're reserving something, not fully serving the client before you're asking them for their money. So offer the demo, and then after that, that's when we're going to ask for the sale. So if they take us up on the demo, you do the demo, hey, lights look awesome. Okay, you've already established price, you already know what you're doing as far as design goes. So what the demo becomes is instead of like, hey, let me show you what I could do, the demo becomes, if you see it and you like it, will you buy it? And you can use those exact words. Hey, this is the design, this is how much it costs, and they kind of like, well, we're not sure if we want to move forward. And then you say, well, I can do a nighttime demo for you. if you saw this and you were wowed, if you saw this and you loved it, if you saw it and you like it, would you buy it? Use those exact words. And then they say, yeah, sure. Then you do the demo, lights come on, hey, it looks awesome. All right, cool, check, here's just sign here, and then we're moving forward. And then you want to finish out your sales process, ask for the sale, delivery, installation, and then you have follow-up. So that's our sales cycle. All right, so what happens if you get out of order? It's not going to be effective. You'll look desperate. It'll be a waste of time. And then this is where it may have happened for some of you guys. It'll sour your view of providing a demonstration. So it'll not be effective too early. You're going to be doing it for an unqualified buyer. You're going to be out there wasting your time. Effective too late. You're going to look desperate. We've unfortunately been through this situation. You do the design, everything's going good, and then they just don't want to move forward for price or whatever, and then you're like, oh, hey, we could give you a demo. The last part, it will sour your view on providing a demonstration. Sometimes you'll get strings. Sometimes you'll get a string of 5 clients that are telling you something different. And if you're constantly adjusting your route and your sales process for each individual client, you're never going to know why you're not selling, but then you're basically going to be trying to sell people based off of like their feedback. So it's like you have 5, which isn't a very big pool to pull from, for example, and if this client tells you one thing, okay, you might need to do that one thing to sell that one client, but you're going to miss out on 50 other jobs because you're just trying to tailor it too much to that specific person. The people that are ready to buy, what we see is it'll increase the job. And so one of the things you can also do for a demo, be like, yeah, we'd love to see it. Okay, great. So we know we want to do this, and maybe there's areas that they weren't sure they wanted to do. So let's sign the contract for this. We'll set you up for a demo before the installation, and we'll show you this plus these other areas. We take photos of the project, we draw stuff directly on photos. A lot of their photos that we take, right, of their projects so they can see it, and we walk the property, and then direct photos, because we sell like a feel and an experience, so we try not to get into individual components. So when we do that, it's mostly photos. So just a real quick breakdown. A typical demo for us is 30 lights, right in that range, 30 to 40. And what we do is we pick a scene, right? So you just pick an area of the yard and let's show you this one scene. Maybe it's the most important scene based off of what they're saying, or it's the most impactful scene, or a house is always really, really good to demo because it's just, I mean, it's usually the predominant piece on a property. So if you want to show the biggest change from light or from dark to light, if you light the house, that'll give you your biggest impact. The best tip for speed, I mean, we have 30 lights, one guy, usually 20 minutes. And the biggest speed for us is we took 12-2 wire, okay, you have a 100-foot run, you have a 200-foot run, you have a couple 50-foot runs, and it takes time to set it up, but once it's done, it'll save you, and what you do is every 2 feet, you gotta cut it, so you make 2 cut points, and then solder it back together. So you have a connection point on those runs every about 2 feet. So you literally go to it, make sure you roll it up nice every time and say it's lights in front of a house, take a 50-foot string, throw it out there, and you have a connection point every 2 feet, and you just alligator clip our lights that we put onto our lights, and you boom, 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 boom. That saves so much time. So one thing we look at, and one thing just to kind of get you guys thinking about the true cost of a demo, we kind of did some verses here that allow you just to kind of think about really what you're losing if you're not offering demos. Time spent doing a demo, 2 to 4 hours. To me, this factors in setup time, breakdown time, extra time with the clients. It's roughly 2 to 4 hours to do a demo. There's a lot of clients that I know in the past, if we would have demoed, we would have sold them. But instead, we traded that 2 to 4 hours for days or weeks or months of calling them, chasing them down, maybe having 2 or 3 more meetings. So overall, it saves us a lot of time doing the demo. Energy. So additional late nights can drain you physically and mentally. But if you take the stuff and you use it in the proper order and it shortens your sales cycle, energy, so we'll put time into this client. If I can shorten that process, then all I have to do is adapt to the hours that I work. So yeah, I might be working late, but this client sold for 5 hours worth of investment versus 10 hours or weeks or months chasing them down, that kind of stuff. So when you're looking at the true trade-off, these are things you need to consider. So benefits of a demo, create better designs, saves time on the installation because it's really dialed in. It saves time chasing down clients, it shortens the sales cycle, that's all time saving. It's the best training tool you have. This is one of the challenges, okay, as you grow your business, you get a salesperson. How do you take somebody who, because we hire We hire for attitude, potential, not necessarily for a skill set. So how do you teach somebody how to do designs? Again, we teach them with photos, we teach them in here, but the best way for new salespeople to get experience is go out and do demos. It allows them, okay, if I put the light here, it looks good. If I move it back, it doesn't look good. It's a phenomenal teaching tool for teaching people designs. Creates emotional connection. So what I was attempting to do yesterday with Stuart was kind of set up my presentation today. So we're talking about the wife as the CEO of the house, which was talked about yesterday. And if you truly believe that, then you're truly going to want to offer demonstrations. Because if you want to create that emotional connection, you try to create emotional connection with a photo on iPad versus setting up a real live demonstration. Show the client what their home will look like, not someone else's. I think this is very important. Again, you can do photos, you can do as close to comparisons as possible. It completely changes it when it's their house, illuminated, it's very personal. So it's a huge benefit. Increases job size, bigger scale projects that are going to be multiple phases. A lot of times if they see it, they'll go ahead and do a bigger chunk up front. But showing them the difference of your house, of having a third of your house not lit versus having the whole thing lit. And then proves your value as a designer. I mean, there's a lot of ways you can do that, and there's great presentations, and a lot of times you don't need a demo. But if you really just, again, if you see it and you like it, or if you see it and it does what I tell you it's gonna do, okay, then they're gonna do it. So it proves your value. It proves it's the best way to show, hey, I know what I'm doing, and I'm willing to show you that before I have a check from you. So that's very powerful if you use it correctly. I'm okay with not selling a job if I did everything that I could. So if we follow our process, the presentation is good, tell them who we are, what we do, why you would want to work with us. We give them the ability, we go through the fixtures, we do everything we can, and we offer them a demo. I'm okay with not selling that client because I did everything I could to earn their business. Hey, if I don't offer a demo, look, sometimes sales guys get lazy. Hey, did you offer a demo? No, okay, well there's our break point. We know you can always go to that break point if you didn't offer a demo. So to me, look, I want to swing. If you give me an opportunity, I will go as hard as I can to earn your business. And if I don't offer a demo, I'm not doing that. This particular client, the reason they went with Ryan, my sales guy, was because he offered a demo. Okay, this is a $40,000 project. They asked both companies, hey, would you do a demo? One company said no. We said yes, and we offered it up front anyway, so I guess they asked because we offered the demo. And that was the biggest deciding factor. So you're gonna spend, they knew they were comfortable with budget. They just wanted to have a visual on it because they were having a hard time visualizing it. So if we don't demo this, then maybe we don't get the job. The value of a demo, again, it's part of the sales process, but it can mean a large increase in the size of your jobs and a large increase to your bottom line. Doing enough of a portion of the project to have a wow impact was what the important piece was here. And so we say 30 to 40 lights because that's typically what we need to take one area and create a wow factor, right? If there's no wow factor, don't do a demo. But if you're gonna do the demo, don't do 2-3 lights. So this one, obviously, when you start talking 400 or 500 fixtures, okay, that's no brainer, let's do 60 lights. We did another one we did. The largest demo we've done is like 75, 80 lights, but it was for a big vineyard. Okay, and it was a 400 or 500 light project. So we needed that many lights to do a wow factor. Okay, on some of your smaller jobs, maybe you just need 10 lights, but the important thing to do is don't get hung up on necessarily the exact number of lights. Just make sure that you're creating a wow factor when you do a demo. I want to give myself every opportunity. I want you to give yourself every opportunity to close jobs. So one thing we look at, and one thing just to kind of get you guys thinking about like the true cost of a demo. Time spent doing a demo, 2 to 4 hours. To me, this factors in setup time, breakdown time, extra time with the client, so it's roughly 2 to 4 hours. Energy, so additional late nights can drain you physically and mentally. But if you take the stuff and you use it in the proper order and it shortens your sales cycle, okay, then I'm looking at this client, energy, so we'll put time into this client. If I can shorten that process, then all I have to do is adapt to the hours that I work. The money you put in to doing a demo, it pays for itself. So give yourself every opportunity you can to sell your designs by offering nighttime demonstrations.